Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction for MARRIAGETOXIN. We're back for another week, and this time I think I'm gonna do chapters 69, 70, and 71. It is like a bit late, I'm running kinda late, I'm a little bit tired, so I'm gonna try to hold myself to just 3, but we know how that goes. I may have a hard time stopping myself from reading, but I also kinda want to hold myself to just 3 because we're honestly less than 20 chapters away from catching back up. We're getting kind of close to catching back up. We've been busting through these chapters really quickly ever since getting the new setup. So the past month or so has just been really quick to catch up. And once we are caught up, we're going to be like, whether I decide to do 1 chapter a week or wait and do a video every 3 weeks so I can react to 3 chapters, either way, I and we are going to be left waiting. So since I'm going to be left waiting anyway, I'm not really in a huge hurry to catch up. So I'm going to try to hold myself to 3, but if I really want to read more, I will. So I'm excited to see what happens. I really like Sakazuki. I thought I have still just been giggling to myself here and there about Jack the Upper. Like, all of these abilities were so fun and funny and creative. I like the story going on. Like, I think I clicked with and immediately liked this story way quicker than I did for the story last arc, even though Kazuma is one of my favorite characters. I really like Akakura. Even with all of that in mind, I just felt like I clicked with this arc so quickly, and I really like Himi as well. I think she's a good new sort of arc, female lead arc, romantic interest. So I'm excited. Let's just start reading chapter 69. As always, I have the volume cover up for you all, and actually doing 3 chapters would finish out volume 8, and there hasn't been a volume 9 announcement yet that I know of, so we would be finishing out the last fully released volume, and we'd start reading things that were that haven't been released in volume format yet. So either way, I have to show you that because I can't show you the actual chapter. But either way, we start off with Himi gets dragged into the inner psychological world of the father she fears. I need to beat this ghost user quick so I can rescue him. Chapter 69. What? I can't breathe. And he's being affected by the ghosts. I use 2 types of belongings of the dead for my techniques. Belongings of notorious killers buff the target's physical abilities, while belongings of suicide victims can be used to debuff the target. The brooch I've attached to Ghetto belongs to a woman who drowned together with a famous literary legend from a long time ago. There is no escape. Is this a Dazai reference? Is that who it is? Because isn't the character from Bungo Stray Dogs maybe also a reference to him? You will only get dragged deeper and deeper towards death. And I'm pretty sure this is like pretty commonly referenced in Japanese media. And we cut to Himi's inner world hallucination. She's grabbed by the ankles by the plants as she's trying to escape from her father. You're probably wondering why I'm being so cruel to you. You always look so weak and frail, always wearing a face that says you're being oppressed. But the true victim here is me. Your mom was the career-focused one between us, but then she suddenly died. I'd only been a house husband until then, but in order to be the best father figure for you, I had to go out into society. Clients, bosses, colleagues, and even my subordinates. Again, I love the literal boot-licking panel. I had to lick all their shoes in order to finally achieve the status I have now. And yet, you've done nothing but trample on the love I've shown you. I often traded sleep for the chance to lick just 1 more shoe every day. This could be such a reaction panel to people. I gave you the most expensive branded watch for your birthday and took you to the most expensive French restaurant in town. We moved from our cramped apartment to a big condominium, and now we live in this huge mansion, and yet you never looked happy, not even a little. When will you ever show me your smile? You've never shown any appreciation for all that I've done, since you won't understand my efforts." And she's locked away, dressed in a wedding gown. "I have no choice but to make you happy by force." And I like how we're getting so deeply into her shitty father's mentality. Like, we're seeing his reasoning, the why behind why he's done all this. And yeah, it's warped, it's twisted, it's abusive, but it also makes sense that he's feeling this way. He's feeling that he had to make sacrifices. He's feeling unappreciated. And that's turned him into this kind of shitty person. "Now go to Heiwajima-kun. He's a man who can bring you happiness." And we see Heiwajima with the doll of her. "Hime, you too. If you've got something to say, you should say it, loud and clear. Don't hold back just 'cause he's your dad. You don't want to live a life of regrets, do you?" "That's right. You're right, Gero." And she breaks out. And we have broccoli and shrimp and pasta flying away as she breaks out. And skewering Heiwajima. "Do you remember, Papa? Do you remember that gratin you made me when I was a kid? You said you messed it up, but I really liked it." And we have them just pour in the apartment. "Oh, Makoto? Why are you still awake? Welcome back, Papa. So, for my birthday, can you make that gratin you made me a long time ago?" And he gives her money. "Go out and eat some good food with this instead." And again, like, it's a lot of money. "I never wanted any of it. All the expensive gifts, the gourmet food, or the luxurious house, I never wanted them. But I also knew. I knew that you were pushing yourself to do a job you didn't want to do for my sake. And I knew that it was wearing down your soul. That's why these panels are so good, too. MARRIAGETOXIN's so underrated. I also buried my soul whenever I was around you. We can't try again? Or can't we try again? Let's go back to the way things were before." And then he remembers the gratin. "Wow, it's all burnt. Sorry, I never made this before. I'll go and make another one then." And she smiles. "But it's good." And that's the smile he remembers. Man, this is making me want to tear up. We have both of them smiling as they're passed out on the ground. This isn't good. Oh, this isn't good at all. And Sakazuki's muttering to himself. I didn't think there was still a way for them to understand each other. Boring. What a terribly boring outcome. Well, I've already taken Ghetto down. I guess I can throw in a mom NPC to shake things up. And then Ghetto charges him. But then gets Jack the Uppered. Don't disturb me. And do we get Kinosaki fighting? I want to see Kinosaki do something cool again. Ghetto-kun? What's that on Ghetto-kun's back? Was he wearing something like that earlier? Damn it, my breathing's getting worse. There has to be some kind of trick to this. Just like how those servants suddenly got stronger. He must have done something to me, too. But I don't think I can stay awake. He starts falling back. Ghetto-kun, on your back. And he tears it off. He found it. And he smiles. So does Kinosaki. No, the debuff item should still... Thanks, Kinosaki. Debuff dispelled, instantly destroyed. Hype. I freaking love Ghetto. I love the characters in this series so much. It's so good. And like, I compared this to Chainsaw Man because they're the two manga that I'm reading, that I started at about the same time, I'm kind of around the same place in each of them, so I compare them a lot. And I think they have similar strengths, and that the comedy is very good in both, even though it's not like really a comedy story. And also both are very, very good at their art direction and telling a story through the art alone. But where I think they differ, and where as much as I love Chainsaw Man, and I haven't been able to stop reading, I've been doing full volumes for the past 2 weeks, as much as I love Chainsaw Man, the places where I think Marriage Toxin goes above and beyond is it does that storytelling nearly as well as Chainsaw Man does. I personally like the art style a bit more than Chainsaw Man's. Just me personally, the character designs, the general art style. I think it looks nicer. Just that's completely a subjective thing. But I think when it comes to characters, it just goes above and beyond. It's not just the overall story being told, but the individual characters are so well developed and so deeply developed. And even the side characters, we're constantly getting side characters brought in, and I feel like we learn so much and feel so much for them. Like the father here, he was a crappy guy. We've known him for like a couple chapters, and yet I feel like I know so much about who he is, why he does what he does, why he is how he is. And I feel like I can identify so much with him, like not even talking about our actual main characters. It's just so incredibly good. And I love how much fun they have with Marriage Toxin in just occasionally letting the silliness just fly. I really, really, really love it. And we start chapter 70 with what looks like Heiwajima with the little, I don't know what to call it, voodoo doll thing, looking in. Geto narrowly escapes dire straits as someone watches from the shadows. Geto-kun, are you okay? No need to worry about me. Go check on Hime. She wakes up. Papa? Makoto, Geto, it's hard to admit it, but you saved me. Thank you. And then... sure thing. Hey, don't get the wrong idea. You want a karate chop? And Sakazuki gets back up. That hurt. It hurts. Pain is so annoying. What's going on? I didn't hold back on that strike at all, thinks Geto. And then we have the ghost swirling around him still. You can destroy the debuff item, but that'll only lessen its effect. Its traces will keep clinging to you for the rest of your life. That said, this guy's a member of the top 5 families. Driven into a corner, he'll tenaciously keep fighting, till his last breath if it means taking me down with him. And that father and daughter have unfortunately reconciled. This is such a pain. I want to go home. I want to farm materials and do some quests instead. Heiwajima-san, if you please. And he bursts in. Excuse me, everyone. And he full dogezas. Alright. Please accept my sincerest apologies. My name is Heiwajima Takeo. I've been watching everything unfold while hiding in the shadows, just like the trash that I am. So please, step on me. Is this guy, is Hime's fiancé? Sorry to interrupt, but, Heiwajima-kun, it's difficult for me to bring this up now, but I've decided to cancel your engagement with my daughter. I said step on me, you sniveling old man. You think you can just humiliate me like that? You want to die, huh? Eehee. And now it is done. With this, you now owe me. So please, give me your daughter. You can't possibly refuse the request of a victim, can you? Then, well then, Makoto-san, if you would come with me, the preparations for the ceremony are all ready. Huh? Ceremony? You stop. And then the text on the cartridge says, Hime, father. It's unfortunate that the father and daughter ended up reconciling with each other, but I guess this is what they call a blessing in disguise. Cooperate with us or else I'll pull out this man's save data and he'll lose all his memories. Papa, don't worry about me, Makoto. You should go live as you want. Haha, you're a funny one, aren't you, father? You tie your daughter down all her life and now you're suddenly backpedaling like it's nothing? Oh, but it seems to be effective regardless. So, Makoto-san, make your choice. Will you reset and cripple your father, or would you rather marry a piece of trash like me? You can only pick one. And then Geto is staggering. I need to save Hime, but I can't move my own body. Why are you doing this? You can control other people with that strange power, can't you? why don't you just directly make me, do what you want, make me do what you want? Oh, my dear Makoto-san, I may indeed be an absolute piece of trash, but even I can't love a zombie. Young master, you really love watching people gravel with their human hearts, don't you? Ah, Sakazuki-san, please, I'm not all that. Anyway, the choice is now up to you, Makoto-san. And we see both of their faces. Will you enjoy a life of freedom at the cost of crippling your father, or will you instead lead a terrible life married to an absolute scumbag? Himi, don't. I don't even need to think with these awful choices. Fine, I'll marry you, you scumbag sicko. Ding, 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 correct. And Gero's fighting back against it. Himi, is that really what your soul is telling you? Of course, and she pushes him away. You know, Gero, as a rental boyfriend, you were all right. She leaves with him. This is not how I expected it to end. So are we getting another part to this arc? Because they leave. It's like round one over. Gero-kun, are you all right? Why is my body still like this? I can't waste any more time. I need to go save Himi right now. We have an unknown caller. Think, I've got to come up with a way to save her. And he answers, I'm sorry, but I'm very busy right now. Been a hella long time, huh? We have Naruko. Are you maybe feeling out of shape lately? Well, have I got just the thing for you. You're cordially invited to the Gleamaglam Hella Heaven Relaxation Paradise. The sound user, Genya Naruko, makes his appearance. Naruko is back. I love bringing back characters from past arcs and using them some more. That's so good. I also love how he's carrying like an instrument case, but it looks like an entire piano case on his back. MARRIAGETOXIN is so good. This is like really possibly my favorite manga right now. It's so freaking good. Okay, we still have one more. Let's go read chapter 71. Finishing things out, we have just what is this emergency exorcism prescribed by the sound user Genya Naruko. I have to say, Naruko, I was surprised when you suddenly contacted me, what with us being former enemies and all. You said you'd fix whatever this is that's afflicted my body, and even offered to help rescue and take back Himi. I could honestly use the help, so I'm grateful. Haha. All that said, though, do we really have the time to be doing this right now? Sandbath corner, and Kinosaki's in there too, just relaxing. Huh? He's right, Naruko-san. It's true that we still have half a day because they need to prepare for the wedding, but even so, Himi's dad secretly called to give us this info. I'm just gonna go. The clock's ticking. Phew. And then the sand grabs his ankles to keep him held down. It's not time yet. Gah. So Gero-san, just in case you needed help, I contacted Naruko-san through my aunt, and then free services for 1 year. Hella value. I do feel bad wasting Ureshino's effort, but while we're doing this here, Himi's still out there. She's probably trembling in fear as we speak, feeling more anxious with every passing minute, as her life hangs by a thread. I really need to save her, but my body won't do what I tell it, because of whatever the ghost user's done. So, Naruko, I'm begging you, if you know what's causing this, just exorcise it already. He stands up from the sand. I suppose the time is now right. All right. And then they go to have, like, some cafe stuff. No, this isn't what I asked. Why are we relaxing at a cafe? Damn it, even if I have to go alone, I should just... But then, if I go in the state I'm in now, I'm sure they'll just crush me instead. And Naruko before, part of him, like, powering up his powers was just relaxing and chilling and connecting with nature, right? So that might be the way to free yourself from the haunting or whatever, is to relax, to chill, to let the haunting go. Why is Naruko insisting on wasting time like this? Why now when we have to save Hime as soon as possible? Hella exquisite. He's sipping some tea. What's going on? I suddenly have a bad feeling. Wait, is this Naruto exacting his revenge on me? I knew it. I knew it was strange. Even if it was for work, he has no reason to suddenly be friendly or so friendly with me. This was all part of his plan to keep me from rescuing Hime. I merely wanted to try it out on you. He holds out his hand. You know, being hella nosy. Naruto, if you want deep healing, why don't you try opening yourself up to someone else? So he remembered when I got hella nosy with him. Naruto, I'm sorry I doubted you. Alright, I've decided to trust you, Naruto. That's why I'm gonna get serious and fully immerse myself. And we have them just chilling on hammocks, playing tennis. Then, in this whole hella nosy business of yours, doing yoga. And then, healing, huh? It's strange. I'm exhausted, but I also feel good. But I still feel like there's something missing. And then Kinosaki notices something. I'll be right back. Wait, where are you going? Being alone with Naruto is a little awkward. And then Geto-kun. And by the time she gets back, he's getting a massage. You wanted some, didn't you? DIY candy? And he smiles. As always, you know just what to do, Kinosaki. Thanks. So cute. Ha. And then he dramatically pulls it out. I knew I had to rescue Hime, but I didn't realize how much I was stressing over it. The ghost user saw through me and took advantage of that. The more stressed I got, the heavier my body felt. That's likely the trick to it. I love this, because so often we have these training arcs in shonen, or these mental barriers that the shonen protagonists have to get through. And this is creative, because I don't know if I've necessarily really seen this in other shonen. I'm sure some other shonen has done something like it before, but I can't think of any. Like, having to break through stress and takes, like, you know, when you're trying to stop the big bad, stop this bad thing from happening, the main character's always like, okay, I need to rush to do this, rush to do that. But in reality, being stressed, overworking yourself, you know, burning yourself out can make you less good at your work, can actually make things worse. And so, like, this is like real world logic. But the barrier he has to break through is being able to chill, being able to relax, being able to, again, just let go. Because if he burns himself out just trying to help Ureshino and rescue Hime, then he's not going to be at his best. It's just like when you're trying to fall asleep. The harder you focus on sleeping, the more awake you get. Everything we've been doing wasn't just a waste of time. Naruto chose not to explain his plan to me in words, because he knew that if I tried to focus on relaxing, I'd end up getting more tense instead. Then I'd fall right into the ghost user's clutches. Naruto has taught me an important lesson through this experience. I must always strive to remain cool, calm, and collected, no matter what. And then, hella good chance. And he pulls out a full tuba and blasts, blowing away the ghosts. And we have her purified and whooshing away. Was that the ghost haunting Geto-kun? She was smiling. Rest in peace. Freaking that line. MARRIAGETOXIN is so goofy and fun. I love it. It's goofy and fun, but in just the perfect way to tell such a good story. I hit the ghost with the complementary waves in order to neutralize it and disperse it. However, I couldn't do that until you'd opened your heart wide enough. I don't understand anything you're saying. But you're the man, Naruto. That's, again, such a great panel out of context. I don't understand anything you're saying. Let's go. It's time to crash and trash that damned wedding. And they're hella back. Onwards to rescue the bride. That's actually a really awesome ending point. A hella good ending point. That was so good. That was so fun. That chapter is amazing. That was so good. Marriage Toxin is incredible. I love this manga. I feel like I've gushed a lot and analyzed a lot over these 3 chapters. So I don't have too much to talk about here at the end without kind of going over the same thing again and again. I will say the 2 standout things to me, both that I talked about, are A, getting into Himi's father's mentality and backstory and why he is the way he is, and kind of redeeming him, kind of bringing him back to her side, him realizing the error of his ways and deciding to turn around and change. I think that is incredibly cool, fun stuff that was well written, but also presented in a really, 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 really good way through the manga. So there's that. And then also, you know, Ghetto learning this lesson, learning to relax, learning to not tense up, to not stress himself out over doing this stuff, because doing so is going to play right into the enemy's plans. Doing so is going to make him less good, because it's a really cool thing. Again, I talked about how shonen protagonists are always having to break through these barriers, usually mental barriers, and this is like such a realistic mental barrier to have to break through. It's so good. Marriage Toxin's incredible. I'll end it here. Thank you for watching. Like if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of these 3 chapters, my thoughts and reaction to them. Subscribe for more Marriage Toxin, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. Also, I gotta say, I really love bringing back Naruto, bringing back characters from past arcs, using them more, not forgetting about characters, not just killing them off or throwing them away, or just saying, they're not important anymore, but having characters come back and do things in the actual story, Ureshino being relevant. All of that I think is very good. If you want a link to the Discord server, free and open for anyone, just ask and I can give you a link. And if you would like to help support the channel, drop a super thanks down below if you'd like to. But if you also want to get a shout out at the end of every video, get One Piece videos a bit early, then you can hit join down below to become a member, or go to patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. Thank you so much to people who are already patrons and channel members. Thank you to Chosen Regular Evan Hawley, Magical Girls, FR Nono, and Abyss Knight, Cherryton Students, David Langstaff and Folded Ghoul, Slayer Candidates, SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Element Pate Ardialo. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you all so much for watching. It really means a lot. I really hope that somehow I can get more and more people reading Marriage Toxin, because I truly think that it is incredible. My favorite manga right now. It's just so good. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all next time.